What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. And yesterday, it was not a good day. It wasn't because of NBA, but MLB. The pitcher I decided to fade, Kikuchi, he did his job. He shut me up. I had 6 plays in that game, and I lost all 6. So, not a good start to the MLB season, but still a long way to go, and that can be made up. NBA, it did go 2-1. We continue to have success over there. Have won 18 of the last 22 NBA plays, as well as 36 of the last 50. So we'll try to keep that going here today because we're only going to discuss NBA. And I want to start off by giving a shout out as well. Shout out to, I see him in the chat. I see a couple people in the chat. I didn't even see everybody joining, but shout out to my guy Justin. Justin and Anthony, they were the first 2 people to become members. I see Rich Homie as well. He's become a member. So I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Also, what's going on, Preston? Appreciate you tapping in. KD, all the way from Athens, Greece. I appreciate you as well. And the real DJ, you've been locked in and tuned in all day. Good to see you here as well. So let's get started. We do have 8 games on the slate. I'm going to just talk really briefly about each one of them, and some of them I feel stronger than others. And I just want to remind you guys that I'm not betting all of these equal units. So you probably can tell from the way I talk about them which ones I like more. And I will also share a best bet for the show at the end. So let's start off. I know we're going to go to New York and Indiana, 557, 558. And I have to do better today. I didn't do well at the last show. We'll get the banners. 557, 558. New York at Indiana. It opened New York -8.5. We see them now as a 4.5 point favorite. Total open 235. It's down all the way to 229. Injury report. RJ Barrett. Game time decision here for the Knicks. Looks like they're going to be without Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Jeffries, and Washington. On the flip side, Pacers will be without Halliburton, Duarte as well, and it looks like Turner is game time decision. So for this one, it's one of the games that I did not feel the strongest about, but I always say no Hallie, no Pacers. At the same time, you're missing 2 of the star players or best players for the next team, and they can't really move anywhere. I'm just gonna double check here. At this time of the year, you always have to look at the standings. But yeah, they're 4, or I'm sorry, they are 3.5 games behind the Cavaliers. They're 3 games ahead of the Nets with 3 games left to play. So they can't really move anywhere. I think their biggest concern is staying healthy, and that's why you see them resting their key guys. So with that said, only way I can look in this game is to bet the over. If we know one thing in Pacers games, they're gonna play up tempo and they don't play any defense. Um, to put numbers to what I'm saying, at least last 5 game sets, number 3 in pace and dead last as far as defensive rating. And I know the last 2 weeks they're allowing north of 126 points per game. So if I'm making one play in this game today, it would be over the 229. Um, Javier, appreciate you. He's becoming a new member. A lot of people joining. I appreciate all of you guys. And just know we're going to get a lot of things cranked up for all of the members. I do already know, a big play coming up this weekend on Saturday that I'm going to share on the night show on Friday. And we might also get some more popping up before then. So I appreciate you guys. And let's keep winning. Lil Rego says winning Wednesday. Absolutely. Let's keep it going. Calvin looking ahead. He says the Clippers. Let's take a look at a couple more comments before we move to the next game. Amazing says Pacers like 17-0 to the over as a dog of 2.5 or more at home. Interesting stat, and I get it. When they're expected to lose the game, they don't play any defense anyway. I understand why that over is hitting. Tom, I appreciate you tapping in. Says the only gambler he looks forward to on a daily basis. So I definitely appreciate you coming to watch the show, and that's why I do this show. I get that everybody may not want to listen to all the other people I have to, or all the other people I'm on shows with. So I'm gonna do these every single day in case you guys just want to hear my thoughts on all the games. And he says right there, Calvin says, you've been pretty busy today, man. You're doing a lot of channels. Absolutely. Gotta get to the bag, man. It's calling. NBA is coming winding down. It's a lot of money to be made. So absolutely. Let's take a look. Appreciate you, Andrew. Another new member, Suns fan 65. I appreciate you. And he says, looking forward to your new venture. Thank you very much. Tease, what up, brother? Says Skee, hardest working capper. Let's get paid. Absolutely. And nice work capping those women. I look forward to capping the WNBA when that time comes with you. Let's move over to the next game. And that will be 559, 560. Brooklyn heading into Detroit. This game opened Nets minus 10.5. We're looking at an 11-point spread here. Total open 225 is down to 218. Injury report. We always have to check, especially at this time of the year. For the Nets, it looks like Dorian Finney-Smith is the only person there. He's game time decision. For Detroit, a laundry list of injuries. Isaiah Stewart, Magruder, Diallo, Alec Burks, Bogdanovich, Bagley, all out. Livers is game time decision here. So if you like anything about the Pistons, which I look at this game, I'd probably have to go with Wiseman, either on his rebound prop or double double prop, just because if they're going to be anywhere in this game, it's going to have to be with him. Brooklyn has been a team to struggle in rebounds all year. They were dead last for a good chunk of the season. They are still bottom 10 the last 5 games, so I would look towards him. Other than that, they do still have Ivy out there, and he's really the player who's going to be creating a lot of that offense. I do see Duran starting, and Duran had cashed his double double. I don't know. I guess I'm looking for one of the big men to get a double double tonight, or a bet on Ivy if I'm playing for the Pistons. And then for the Nets, I do have a system that says heavy favor. And let me just pull it up here if I can. Heavy. Let me pull it up just so I can explain it as we go along. Should be active on both games. Boom. So let's get here. And there we go. You can see right there is active on 2 games today, the Hawks game and the Nets game. And I just simplified it. You're going with heavy favorites when their opponent is on a back to back. And we get that both of these teams are on back to backs in this situation. So it's 109, 75-4 against the spread, 59.2%. They're winning by an average of 15.4 points per game. But I'll look at this and I'll type it in. Let's type in when they're a road favorite. It gets worse a little bit. I mean, smaller sample size, obviously, but down to 55.6%. And I'm sure I didn't even look at this. Let's see, road favorite, and they're also unrested. Rest equals 0. Let's cap it out, talk it out. Let's see what it says. Only 5 games, 4-1 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. I just don't feel comfortable with this kind of the spread when they're on the road on a back to back. It's just a really hard situation. I get that the Pistons have been terrible. They've only won like 1 game of their last 20. I might be exaggerating, but I don't remember the last 2 games that they won. So I don't know. I feel uncomfortable with this one. I told you the props that I would look at for the Detroit side. If I'm looking at props for the Brooklyn side, it has to be Bridges. You can go either as point prop or as 3-point prop. Detroit is bottom 10 3-point defense. So those would be the ways I like to play this game. Um, let's take a look at some of the comments before we move over to the next game here. Probably got to do a little bit of a more brisk pace, as our guy Peter Loshak used to say. Still says, Rob, he says the Pistons. The real DJ says he liked under 220.5, but he moved down to 218, so he stayed off. And Javier, he says, you and J Money, the best duo in the game. Appreciate that. I'm gonna try to get J Money on my channel when the playoff comes. Because I love capping with him. We usually disagree on one series in the playoffs, and it's usually, when people disagree and they're passionate about it, it makes it more entertaining and more fun. So I always love that, and he's hot as well right now. So I want to get him on here, and we can see who's going to be making us some money in the playoffs. Let's keep going. Next game up. I apologize. Let me get back to my odds screen, and it should be a game that I like here quite a bit. Let's go 561, 562. Toronto heading into Boston to take on the Celtics. Open Celtics -5. They're down to a 3-point favorite. Total open 227, and that is also down to 224. So let's see what's going on with the injury report for the Celtics. Or I'm sorry, let me start with the Raptors. For the Raptors, only person I see there is Gary Trent Jr. He's game time decision. For the Celtics, they will be without Al Horford, Gallinari. It looks like Tatum, Smart, and Pritchard are all game time decisions. They should be getting Time Lord back here because I do not see him on the injury report. Now, how I feel about this game is the comment threw me off there. Derek said he loved my background. I was supposed to wait until I was supposed to wait till I got back here, but I'll get back to the play. Why I like the Raptors side here, and again, I'm slacking on the banners. Let me at least put it up for this one. So we touched the Nets and Pistons. We're now on Raptors and Celtics. So I like the Raptors because they got more to play for here. This Boston team, they're 3 games behind Milwaukee, I believe, or maybe 2 games behind them, but they really can't catch them unless they win out and Milwaukee like loses a game or something like that. So if you can't move up, and Philly doesn't really have a good chance of passing them either. Philly would have to win out, and Boston I think would have to lose a game as well. So I just I want to put my money on the team who has a lot more to play for. They're tied up with Atlanta, I think in 10th or ninth and 8th seed over there in the East, and 2 games I want to say ahead of the Bulls and also 2 games behind the Heat. So they have more to play for, in my opinion. I'm looking at how they've been playing lately. I think they've won 5 of their last 6. If not, it's 5 of their last 7. They've been the better offensive rated team the last 5 games. They've been the better rebounding team. And I don't think Boston cares about this game, so I definitely think they'll be the better defensive team tonight. You tell me all those things, I understand why the line is coming down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tatum get ruled out, even some other guys get ruled out. I think the Raptors win this game outright. If I was betting it right now, I'd probably take Raptors plus 125, plus 130, wherever it is. I'm just letting you guys know because I try my best to be transparent. I have the Raptors plus 4.5. Let's take a look at some of the comments here before we move over to the next game. Saying says any money line parlays, bro. It's been a while since I've partaken in those kind of things, but J Money liked the Mavs and Pelicans on a money line parlay. I can't talk them off just because I do think the Mavericks are going to win the game, and I like the Pelicans tonight. We'll get to that a little bit later. So just to be a little bit easy on this one, that'll be the answer to your question. Derek, I appreciate you. We had a lot of squatters. That's why I had to move over there to the beach for a little bit. But I guess we can rock back here in the house. Mitchell, this is the third show I've seen you on today. Jay Money, Wager talking now yours. Any update on injuries or load management? It's been a lot. I go through the injuries for every single game. So off the top of my head, I mean it's been things all over the place, kind of throwing me off here. Nothing too big. I think John Morant got downgraded to doubtful or something like that. We still see AD and LeBron questionable. So we go through them for each game. Nothing too significant outside of that. Jeffrey saying no trade, no problem. Already getting to the next game. T says he agrees with me on the Raptors. Love to see that. Let's take a look at some more comments here. Appreciate you. T says smash the like button. Y'all show Skee the love. He brings the profit. AOD, what's going on, brother? Says let's go Skee. Appreciate that. And T said he got 5 on the Raptors last night. Good job beating the line move there. You Capper, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you tapping in. Interested to see what you like today. And there goes AOD. He says I'm back from vacation finally. I'm still not, but I guess I am for the show. Let's see a couple more comments before we get on. And UCapper says he's also on the Pelicans. We'll get to that game. AOD looks like he's agreeing. Rob moving ahead. So it looks like we want to move on from this game. And let's see. Wham Bam reminding everybody to hit the like button. Yeah, if you like what I'm doing here, it does help me out quite a bit if you can hit the like button. If you want to know whenever I go live, hit the subscribe. And you can also become a member to get, more shows and more perks. They're all there in the link in the description. And what up, Teddy B? So Let's keep it going to the next game. And let me also remember to put the banners up here. Eventually, Jay does a good job. He has guests on his show. When you're by yourself, it makes it a little harder with these banners. But next game up, we are going to go 563, 564, Washington and Atlanta. This game opened Atlanta minus 10.5. They're now an 11.5 point favorite. Total open 233. And we're looking at 233.5 or 234. Injury report. So for Atlanta, it looks like Bogdanovich game time decision, as well as Trey Young. Bogdanovich is not on the injury report this morning, but he's been added. Hunter has been downgraded to out. Washington, everybody's out. Bill, Kuzma, Morris, Porzingis, Avia, Darrell Wright, or Delon Wright, I'm sorry. Who's playing for this Washington Wizards team? So let me just get straight to this. We'll get to some more SDQL. We'll go back to this that we popped up on the Nets game earlier. And let me move over to this screen here. So we looked at them as road favorites and it got a little worse, right? So let's just go back to the original query so we can see where we started at. And we see we're right back here to the beginning, 59.2% for these heavy favorites when their opponent is on a back-to-back. So let's see if it gets better if for the home favorites. And it does. It increases slightly to 60.1% against the spread, 89, 59, and 4. So let's see if it's a home favorite who's also on a back-to-back. Like, what advantage do they really have? They're both on back-to-backs. That's what we're thinking, right? So let's check it out. And it gets a little bit better. They won 21 out of the 22 games. They win by an average of 17.59 points per game. 15 and 7 against the spread is up to 68.2%, although it's a smaller sample size. And just to make sure we show that it's active here, active on the Hawks against the Wizards. So I bet this one at minus 11. It's 11.5 right now. Query says these teams win by an average of 17.59 points per game. The Wizards, they're not even trying. We can just look at it that way. The Hawks are this big of a favorite in this situation for a reason, right? They have a lot to play for. They have the Bulls right there behind them. They just had a big game versus them yesterday, and they're tied with Toronto. Toronto can take the lead if they win tonight, and Atlanta doesn't, and they can still catch the Heat. It's still a possibility. So a lot to play for this Atlanta team. I don't mind that Trey Young is not, you know, ruled in yet. If he does miss, this team has shown that they like to play without him, or they can continue to win without him. I do not like that Boggy's on there. It's been added to it. I would definitely want to have him in, but just looking at this Washington team, they waved the white flag a long time ago. They don't care. Kuzma hasn't played in 7 games. Kuzma hasn't played in 8 games. Bill hasn't played in 7 games. Porzingis has missed the last 3. Morris has missed 3 of the last 5. Denny, he had to miss last game. He has to miss one more game, which is this game. Right? He was out with an illness last game. Also out again tonight. Like, this team doesn't even want to win right now. They're not even trying. So we're going with a more motivated team. Atlanta, they'll win this game by closer to 15 points. That's where my money is. Let's take a look at a couple more comments. Um, Teddy B says he hasn't been this excited about a Laker game since the bubble. Yeah, it's a very exciting Laker game. And I said I wasn't going to bet on it, but I did end up making a bet on it. Amazing says he lotto quickly 10 assists, Grimes 6 assists. And I wish you luck on that. Jeffrey says, "Do I wait for the stars to be ruled in for the Celtics to get a better line?" Is the question. Um, I don't think Tatum is going to be ruled in. I think he's going to be ruled out. So that is up to you. I got in early because I was expecting some people to miss. I don't think waiting is the best option. T, you're absolutely right. I'm learning that quickly. And he's also saying the Wizards don't care. Derek says, "Who do the Wizards have?" I challenge somebody to name the starting 5 that's going to be out there tonight. Amazing says Hawks team total over. Look at a couple more. Jay says hammered Hawks yesterday. Think they play better as a team without Trey. The ball moves. Yeah, they always start to complain about him, being a ball hog, and when they do, he starts to rack up those assists. So I pay attention to what the teammates say. Then you can start betting on his assists. But I agree. They like Murray more because he'll share the ball and the ball will move. And says definitely need Bogdan too to play if you take them today. Um, I'm on them already, but I agree with you. I definitely want him in. JS says Jay Davis should see extra usage. So good stuff on Hawks and Wizards. We'll keep it going here. We'll move over to the next game, and that should be the Bulls and the Bucks here. Let's get back over to the odds screen, and I got to speed it up here. I wanted this to be about 30 minutes or less, and I'm running low on time if that was going to be the case. So Bulls and Bucks it open in Milwaukee -7. They're now 7.5 point favorites. Total open 231, and it's up as high as 232. Injury report. Take a look here. I should refresh right now, so bear with me. For Chicago, I do know that the only person who's been ruled out for them was Alex Caruso. Let me take a look. For the Bucks, it looks like Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton are out. Giannis is game time decision, but he's likely to play tonight. I was honestly thinking that, with the Bucks being so far ahead, not really having anything to play for, they might sit some guys here in this one. And Chicago, they still have a chance. I know that game versus Atlanta was a big game last night, but they still have a chance to move up just a little bit in that play-in tournament. I don't think they can fall out, but they're definitely the team with something to play for versus a team who doesn't. Milwaukee has not been playing any defense lately. They're the second worst defensive rated team the last 5 games. And if Chicago can play the D that they've been playing, I think they can stay in this game, if not get a W tonight. So they've covered, I think, 2 of the 3 times they played so far this season. I think they'll do it again here. I'll take them. I got them +7. You can get a little bit better than me with +7.5. Let's take a look at some comments here. Take a look at some comments. T says he took Toronto -5. Memphis Pelicans under 35.5 last night. Lakers Clippers under 232.5 this afternoon. Good stuff. I am with you on a couple of those plays. I think you meant Toronto +5. Yeah, I'm with you on a couple of those plays. Let's take a look at a couple more here. T says you want to take the Bulls so bad, but just can't get there. I get it. It's tough. I'll be honest. This is not one of my bigger plays for today, but it is a play. It is in my pocket. AOD. Exactly. How much do the Bucks care? I don't think they do. JS wants to shorten the game in half. Says let's just take the first half, get in and get out. I can't talk you off of that. Dan says Wizards pack their Gucci bags. Hawks at home, ball out. Easy trifecta spot. That's how I'm feeling about that game. Let's keep it going here. Move over to the next game, and that should be Grizzlies at Pelicans. This game open Pelicans -4.5. They are now a 6 point favorite. Total open 232 is down as low as 226.5. Injury report. Let's take a quick look here. Um, Alvarado, Liddell, and Zion are out for Memphis. It looks like Williams, Laravia, Adams are out. John Morant has been downgraded to doubtful. Luke Kennard also doubtful, and Tillman game time decision here. It's just another situation where I don't think the Grizzlies care too much about this game. Already a team that doesn't have even close to a winning record on the road. I think it's something like 15-23 straight up, and even worse against the spread versus a Pelicans team who has everything to play for here. Um, let me just pull it up so I can be specific. They are in the 8th spot right now. They're one game behind both the Lakers and Clippers tonight, who play each other, and they're half a game in front of the Timberwolves. So every game matters for them as far as seeding. They can, potentially maybe even get out of the play-in tournament, or at least just have home court. So a combination of that, they've been the better defensive team, the better offensive team the last 5 games, and they're at the house. Give me the Pelicans minus the 5 points. I know now it's at 6. I still think they win this game by margin. And I wouldn't have cared if John Morant was in or out. I think Pelicans are the right side here. Let's look at a couple more comments. Do want to get through 2 more games, and the next one's going to be quick, and then we'll get to the Laker game. We'll get as close to that 30-minute mark as we can. Let's see. Lil Rego says fly Pelicans fly. The real DJ says Bucks versus Bulls. Last three games have gone under 233. Scott says he's taking both teams using a middle bet. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. He's mentioning how low the total has gone. Um, Dan asking when does Alvarado come back? I'm not sure. I have to look a little bit more into that. I'll do that once season is getting closer to an end. We're not sure if it's even going to matter, so I don't not wasting my time. Scott says most people are saying Pelicans. I think it's the right side, man. The contrarian play on the NBA tip-off show on Wager Talk was the Grizzlies, but I just don't see it today. Derek, I'm with you. Says wish the Lakers put the Jazz away early, like they were doing. I didn't like that overtime scene. Love the win though. I agree 100%. And amazing says Murray is at 8 assists. If Trey's out, gotta bet it. All right, let's move over to another game, and it's going to be a lot quicker just because I don't like it. I don't have a strong feel. I don't want to waste anybody's time. But Dallas and Sacramento opened up Mavs -3.5. They're up to a 6 or 6.5 point favorite. Total opened 245.5, and it's as low as 241.5. Injury report for both of these teams. For Sacramento, I only see Della Vadova listed out. For Dallas, I see Kyrie and Luca both game time decision, but likely to play here. And this is just a situation where I think Sacramento is happy. They're satisfied with what they've done so far this season. Um, they, in my mind, they can still move up a little bit, but I feel like they're comfortable. They don't really have too much to play for, whereas Dallas does. They're right outside of the play-in tournament, and they said at first that they were going to shut down Luca and Kyrie. Now they're saying that they're going to play as long as they have a chance. So they're letting you know that they're going to make a shot or make a push for it. And I honestly think that the league would rather have the Mavericks in the playoffs than the OKC Thunder. Like we would rather see Kyrie and Luca than OKC. That's just the way that it is. So combination of those things, I lean towards Dallas, and neither one of these teams I trust to play defense, so I'll lean towards over. Not going to be playing this game. I'll let you know right now. We'll move over to the last game of the day. That will be Lakers and Clippers. And let me just get back to the odds screen here. So for this one, it did open. Says it opened -3 for the Clippers, but I swear I saw a -2. It got as high as 4.5. It's now back down to 3.5. I mean, it's between 3 and 4 actually. Caesars hanging at 4, South Point hanging at 3. So between 3 and 4 right now. Total open 231. It is as high as 232.5. And again, I swear I saw a 228 early this morning. Maybe these opening numbers are off for today. Injury report for the Clippers. I see Gordon, game time decision. Morris, game time decision. Paul George out. For the Lakers, Scottie Pippen out. LeBron, Anthony Davis, both questionable. D'Angelo Russell, probable. And Mo Bamba, also probable. So this is a tough game for me. And the reason is Lakers off of the overtime game. Um, I just feel like I don't like I don't back a lot of teams off overtime games because they should be exhausted, and if they won, they're probably satisfied with the win they just got. They're likely to rest players in the next game, and for that reason, I have a lot of systems that line up that say to fade the Lakers today. I'll show you, just to put numbers to what I'm saying here, but I just don't know how much I trust that. So let's pull this up here. Add this back to the stream, and you see it's Lakers and Clippers active here. So what this is saying is you're you're looking at it since 2015. The team is off of a road overtime win, and they're unrested. So the exact situation that the Lakers are in, they're 14 and 34 against the spread, 18 and 30 straight up. Just not a good situation. Um, on the other side, you look at the Clippers. Pretty sure, yeah, these line up on the Clippers here. It says that you want to play on a favorite that lost their last two games versus an opponent who won their last two games. That's going back to 2013. It's hitting at 59.7%, and it's just pretty much saying that they're favorites for a reason. And the reason it makes sense. You can just look at the system right below it. home favorites after their opponent played an overtime game, meaning one overtime period specifically, and they have more than 1 day's rest. Their opponent is on the back to back. They're 61.9% against the spread, 39 and 24. So it makes perfect sense why these systems say what they say. And I, it's very tough for me. It's been very tough for me all day to deal with this overtime game because of that. But this game is extremely important. It's not a no normal just after overtime game. This game, if the Lakers win, they can get out of the play-in tournament. They're out of the play-in tournament as it stands if they win tonight. So because of that, I don't think anybody's sitting. I think they play both LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And then you know what? Once you're out of the play-in tournament, you can worry about that rest while the other teams are battling it out. You can maybe even, depending on how things shake out, maybe sit a guy the next game. So I think you're getting a little bit of value as we've seen the line go up and then start to come back down. I think those guys are going to play. And when they're ruled in, this game will probably be more towards a pick 'em. Again, it's not a great situation. It's a disadvantage for them to be on a back to back coming off overtime versus the Clippers team with 3 days rest. But the Clippers have not been playing good basketball. Last 5 games, that's all favor the Lakers, where there's offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. And I trust them more. It could be, you guys know who I like, who's my team, but I did my best not to be biased here. Um, I told you the reasons why I like the Lakers side. Let's see what you guys think of them in the comments. And before I get to the comments, as far as the total, if you look at how both these teams have just been playing lately, like you get towards the over, right? They're 11-2 to the over the last 2 weeks. If you look at the home road splits, I think it's 7-0 to the over, based off the stat sheet provided by Ralph Michaels. But this is not going to be a normal game. Like I keep saying, it is extremely important for both of these teams. Difference between, you know, playing an extra few games in the season and getting some rest. So it should be a playoff type atmosphere. What does that mean? That means defense in my mind. So I know this total has dropped. This one says 237 and a half. I must have either made a mistake or something because it was not 237. That's my bad. But 232 and a half, I think you have to go under. And I do think the Lakers are also the right side here. So let's look at some comments. The first one I see is, bro, where you see Lakers game 237 and a half. That was a mistake. Okay. Hopefully I'm allowed to make a mistake along the way. A lot of things I'm doing on the back end to try to make this show move smoothly and just to try to help out with the visuals. So my bad. I will try to do better in the near future. Let's see. T says under, under, under. Let's see what Amazing is asking here. Do you think moving into the 5 seed for the Lakers with the win tonight scares them? Win equals 5 seed and play Suns, or lose and still be 7 seed? Sounds like a lose lose. I don't think it's. I don't think the Lakers move to the 5 seed. I'm pretty sure if the Lakers win today, they force the Warriors to play the Suns or something like that. Or I haven't heard this one yet. Amazing. So I don't want to really speak too much on that. Tease, I already spoke to that. You're absolutely correct. Real DJ says he took Lakers plus 3.5. Everybody and their mama on the Clippers. AOD says Clippers gonna play their hearts out, and Lakers tired legs. He's saying, I get where you're coming from. I'm expecting them and hoping that they can leave it all out on the court tonight. OG says no PG tilts the situation to Lakers for me, even with the OT. Yeah, like I don't trust the Clippers without Paul George. I'm with you 100%. And he says, especially since the game matters more than any game we've seen in the regular season, but that doesn't mean they will win. I just lean Lakers. Absolutely. Um, I'll take the motivation and who I think has been playing better ball. So I'm with you 100%. Real DJ says he likes Kawhi rebounds plus assist over. Um, T says this game has to go under, and with the total going up, he likes it more. Derek says, I think the Lakers are satisfied with getting in. LeBron teams of past can beat anyone once he gets in. Yeah, but you don't want to be stuck in a playing situation. That's a one-off. You've seen LeBron lose the first game sometimes, plenty of times. Go on to win the series, but you don't want to be stuck in a one-off type situation when you have a chance to be out of it. So I don't think they're satisfied. We can disagree. Gloria likes Lakers and under. I'm with you 100%, Gloria. He says at least you hit the go live button. I'm doing something right. Got to crawl before you walk. Jeffrey says your biggest mistake is being a Lakers fan. I don't know about that. We got 17 of them things. I'm not sure who your team is, Jeffrey, but we got them championships. We got them banners. You know, we don't walk into an empty gym. Derek and Skee are doing an awesome job. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. If you guys like what I'm doing, hit the like button. It does help me out quite a bit. You can subscribe. It let you know when I go live. And also, if you're interested in more, perks, more videos, whatever the case may be, there's a video explaining exactly what you get if you become a member. You can do that as well. Appreciate the support on the channel. A couple more. Even if the Lakers aren't playing, NBA will make sure they get through. Terrell says, "Is this not the first time in a while the Lakers' full roster is better than the Clippers?" It is, and that's why I don't. Looking at the Clippers been beating on them. What is it, 9 times in a row, or whatever the case may be? The Lakers probably get a little bit of revenge tonight. I like it. I like it. So we've gone through every game for today. Um, I will just tell you. I mean, I could do best bet, but I feel like it'll just help to summarize it all and tell you guys everything that I got, or everything that I played for today. So that's what I'll do for this show. I appreciate everybody tapping in. We have over 140 people live. So what I have in my pocket, again, I played them all separately. Um, so just so you guys know, when I recap at the end of the day, I'm on the Raptors plus 4.5. I still like them to win this game outright. I'm on the Hawks minus 11 points. Wizards have waved the white flag a long time ago. Hawks still have things to play for. Bulls +7 is what I got. You can get a little bit better than me. Again, I just think it's a team with a little bit more to play for than Milwaukee. New Orleans, same kind of deal, more to play for than Memphis. I got them -5 in my pocket. And small plays, but I did play them. Lakers +3.5 and under 232.5. So you guys know what my card consists of. Again, I played them all different units. Whether you guys fade them or take them, I hope you guys have a good day today. Chris Clark says ski back home. Not yet, but I'm back in the crib online. It says, if you don't know, it's a background. So the squatters, I haven't been seeing them in the crib. I decided to move back in. Todd asking real quick thoughts on Luka triple double against the Kings defense. I'm not mad at that. Kings don't really play. They've been playing better defense lately, but I don't think they're going to be focused tonight. Javier says Clippers beat Lakers 10 in a row. He got to right the streak. Not mad. Jay says he likes Zubac's PRA. Slower than his average. KD, remind everybody to smack the like button like a Greek warrior. Appreciate you, brother. Um, Daniel says Jeff must be a Celtics fan, and he says no, Heat all day. Um, well, we'll get time to talk about them Heat. Don't you worry. All right, y'all. So I've given all the action for today. It is a little bit over an hour until first game tips. So best of luck on all your action. Um, I will be back tomorrow, solo dolo. Probably back at the 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. So, like I said, best of luck on all your action, and I'll see you guys then.